There we go. We now should be live. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm here with Terry Edelman for today. Lenny is out. Nick, of course, has class as per usual. And figured I need somebody who knows hockey on today's slate. So we got 11 hockey games that we got. So Terry is going to be helping us out with that. We also get the start of NBA Season 2 night. You got 2 games that we'll go over for that as well, along with 2 MLB playoff games. And it should be a good show, good slate of games. Terry, I'll let you introduce yourself to people who may not know you. What do you do? How much do you bet? What sports you bet on? Or not how much you bet, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no problem. Hi guys, nice to be here. Mostly I'm an NHL bettor. I do like baseball as well, obviously during the summer, and then football. I don't really touch NBA. I'm more of like a trends bettor. So, when it comes to NBA, so if like there's teams are on big streaks or something, then maybe I'll jump on. But usually, I'm not much of an NBA. But I love hockey, and I've been betting hockey for about 6 years.
There you go. That's a pretty solid. That's a pretty solid streak. So that we lost.
Yeah, sorry, I had to turn my camera off. My dog was jumping behind me.
All good. That's a pretty good streak out there. Hopefully, we all have a good season, and hopefully, we can have a good day today and some hockey. Before we jump into the games, we do have a little bit of a chat already scrolling through. MMA Parlay Guru says, "Hey, let's roll today. Let's get it. Heard about the professional ice hockey player who switched his profession and became an accountant. He got an off-ice job." He always tries to come in with these jokes. I like it. Hit the like button and subscribe. Earle Bros for the win. Let's get it. Good morning, Tiffany. Always a pleasure to be with y'all. Always a pleasure to be here. But seeing that we do have a huge hockey slate, we're going to go over the 2 baseball and 2 basketball games first. We'll start off in the MLB. This one is the early game at 5 o'clock today, so make sure you guys get this one in. Atlanta Braves, Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers are a minus 172 favorite in this game. Total is 7.5. Get Charlie Morton going for the Braves. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. I'll let Terry go first with this one. Where are you going in this game?
I don't have an official bet on this game yet. That might change before first pitch. But I'm liking Atlanta. I'm kind of leaning towards Atlanta. They've won both of the first 2 games in the series. And I kind of like to cheer for the underdog when my teams aren't in it. So it's the Dodgers, obviously they were everybody's World Series champs before the season even started. Everybody's super high on them. So I'm kind of leaning towards Atlanta. With Walker Buehler, though, on the mound, it's tough. It's tough to go against the Dodgers. I do prefer Buehler over Morton. But Atlanta has just shown something these last few games. They've just shown that they can beat the Dodgers. So so I think anything's possible. Braves underdog spot could be a good play, but I'm staying off as of this moment.
That's fair. I will already say I have the bet locked in. I grabbed the Braves at plus 160 something. They just look really good. I know it's been 2 walk-off wins, but they've still been able to get the job done at home where they need to. One thing that's a little bit troubling with me is that they are in LA now, and I think over the last 3 seasons when they've played in LA, they've won all of 1 out of 12 games or something. And that's not particularly a good track record, but I think this is a different team. Nobody really expected the Braves to be this far, especially after Ronald Acuna went down earlier in the year. That kind of was like a big blow to them. But yet, here they are. There's no star player. And that's the big thing with the Atlanta Braves. There's no real star player. It's just a bunch of the guys working together and getting the job done. And I do think they can take a 3-0 series lead, and I would love nothing much more than watching the Los Angeles Dodgers not even make the playoff, not even make the World Series this year. And I'm a Mets fan. I'm rooting for Atlanta, so that's what we got for this one. I do have Atlanta plus 160. It would also be a lean towards that under 7.5. Walker Buehler and Charlie Morton have both pitched solid in these postseasons, and I think they get the job done again today. So it'd be a lean towards the under, but my stronger bet is going to be towards the road dog with the Atlanta Braves.
I like it.
I like it. Of course, we go back to the chat for just a minute. Won't miss this show or be late. You know what it is. October 19th. Finally, NBA is back to bet. And yep, I know. Well, we got one more MLB game, and then I'll break down the 2 NBA games real quick. I got Dodgers first 5. I know my brother has Dodgers first 5 innings as well on the run line. So it's not a bad bet because the Dodgers do seem to go up early in the game, and then once again we've seen the Atlanta Braves come back. So that's kind of nice. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. Let's get it. NBA is finally back. Super excited. I am too. I'm pulling out some of the NBA jerseys, so it works nicely. But we got one more baseball game to go over, and this one's a little bit of an interesting one. We get the Houston Astros and the Boston Red Sox again. We saw the game last night. What was it, 12-3 final? Little bit of a high-scoring game there. Boston now has a 2-1 lead in the series. There are minus 126 favorites in this game. We get Nick Pivetta for the Boston Red Sox, and Zach Greinke is actually going to make a start for the Houston Astros in this game. And I will say that I know that total is up at 10, but I'm going over it. These 2 teams have been hitting like crazy. I do not trust Zach Greinke. Nick Pivetta can 100% get hit. I think it could be a good spot for this one to just sail over once again. I could see this one being like a 7-5 type game deep into the game. Not going to pick a side tonight because I've picked the Houston Astros the last 2 nights, and that's worked out fantastic. But I'm going over in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of runs, and once you get past these guys, the pitchers, I don't think they're going to last more than 2 to 3 innings because you're going to get more of a bullpen game, especially with Greinke because he haven't really started much this year. So I'm expecting bullpen games for both these guys. I'm going over the 10 runs in this game. What about you, Terry?
Nothing as of yet for me, but I'd have to follow you with over 10 if I was going to play something. Boston's offense has been I don't like the Red Sox. I am a Blue Jays fan. So I do not like the Boston Red Sox, but their offense has been kind of scary lately, and I think they have a chance to win it all with their offense. But their pitching isn't as near what anybody else is maybe comparable with Houston, but when it comes to the Braves and Dodgers, they both have better pitching than Boston. Over 10, the over 9 was an easy cash yesterday. So Greinke, he's been out for a while, hasn't he? He hasn't pitched.
I think he was more of a bullpen guy for a while. Let's see. He's pitched. He pitched in that 12-6 game with when they lost to the White Sox. He pitched an inning, allowed no earned runs on 2 hits. He pitched, and then the only other games that was the only playoff game that he's pitched in so far. Last time he pitched before that was October 3rd, and he pitched all of 2 1/3 innings. 2 runs, 2 hits. So yeah, he has not pitched much. I'm not expecting much more than 3 innings from him today.
Yeah, so and then Boston Pivetta, he can obviously let in runs too. So I would probably go with over, just like you, over 10. 10 is a high number, but like I said, Boston's offense has been scary. So
that it has been 3 grand slams in 2 days. So I can honestly see another one tonight by either team. So that's kind of it's kind of crazy to see how teams get maybe 2 to 3 grand slams a year, and then you get the Boston Red Sox, who have done it 2 out of the 3 games in the ALCS. So it's kind of mind-boggling with that one. So definitely should be a good game. That one starts at 10 o'clock though. So I think it's at 10 o'clock. That's
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. My sports.
I'll be watching a hockey game, so
my sports book said 10 o'clock, and now it switched to 8 o'clock. Don't know why, but that works. That's the 2 baseball games for today. There was Lane Elliott. What's up? What's good? We do get to jump into some NBA. I know you don't do NBA. I'll just break these down real quick, and then we'll head into your domain of hockey. Opening night. I know a lot of people are excited. I've already put free pick videos out for these games. I'm excited. This one is probably going to be the better of the 2 games. Rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals from last year. We get the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks in this game. I've seen this one go from Brooklyn being 3-point favorites. I've seen Milwaukee as 3-point favorites. It's just been shuffling back and forth for the past pretty much month because it's the first game of the season and a lot of people are going to be betting on it. So I do expect the lines to move like crazy. I will say I'm on Milwaukee. I think they're overall the better team. Brooklyn is still dealing with Kyrie Irving and his shenanigans. So that's kind of I'm not really interested in going after that. So he will be out today. And then I believe Chris Middleton is confirmed to be out as well. I'm going to go quickly confirm this on DraftKings. Kyrie Irving confirmed out. Oh, wait. Is Middleton not out tonight? No, he's in. Middleton is in tonight. He was doubtful for the last preseason game. He will be in tonight, which makes it even nicer. So I'm all down with the Milwaukee Bucks in this game. It would also be a lean towards the under. But if you wanted to bet the under, you kind of missed your line. This one opened up at a 240, and it's down to 233.5. So a lot of people slamming the under. I understand why. You could definitely expect because Milwaukee's raising the banner tonight, all hype there, and I can easily see these 2 teams getting off to a slow start. Because this game will either be two teams in 80 to 90 points, or both of them are scoring 150. So it's one or the other. I think this one would be a lean towards the under, especially in the first game of the season. But I got Milwaukee Bucks to get the job done tonight at home, game 1 of their season.
I was going to ask you quickly, do NBA teams usually have like a hangover, like the winning teams? Do they have a hangover the first game of the next season, or not much really? I
really haven't looked much into that. I really don't think so. Because most likely, if a team was good, they're gonna get off to a little bit of a good start. I know in the bubble season, and then the season after the bubble season, like last year, the teams that made it a little bit further did got off to slower starts, just because they played in like July and then they started up in October. So it kind of, or they started up in December. But no, I could definitely see this one being like a slow start for both sides because both of them made it pretty decently far into the playoffs. Brooklyn and Milwaukee went 7 games alone in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then Milwaukee went 6 against Phoenix. But I really, if anything, I think both teams would get off to a slow start. I'd be interested in the under, but Milwaukee is the stronger pick. I think they get the job done. Nick likes Milwaukee. Pick them. You have them personally lined at -2. You got them at +1. There you go, Nick. But we got one more NBA game, and then we get to throw it into some NHL hockey. Golden State taking on the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm going to start up my fan club today. I'm going to be part of the Fade the Lakers club. If anybody wants to join, I'm all down. This team's trying to win the 2010 NBA Finals when we're in 2021, picking up Russell Westbrook. They have Rajon Rondo. James, Nick just texted me saying that I didn't have our plays scrolling across the bottom. I had our records scrolling for a while. Good job. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
I didn't notice.
Well, yeah, he did. So Carmelo Anthony signed. So, and they still have Dwight. This is an old Lakers team, and I do not expect them to be as good as everybody thinks they are. A lot of people are like, oh, Lakers got him, that, this, then the other. They got Russell Westbrook. They're going to win the finals. No, they're not. Because I really don't see how this symmetry will work with LeBron, AD, and with Russell Westbrook. I don't see it working. Because if it didn't work with Russ, Dwight, Russ Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant back in OKC, it's not going to work here. Because they're very similar players to those three teams. I got Golden State plus 3.5. Even without Klay Thompson, even without Wiseman, I still think that 3.5 points is too much. I will say I got Golden State at plus 5, so I got a good line on it. But I think Golden State comes out with a win in this one. I know a lot of people are going to be on the Lakers. It will be more of a fade the public type deal here. I'm going Los Angeles. Golden State in this game, taking the Warriors plus 3.5. Sprinkle on the money line as well. I believe the money line is close to a 170, 180 at this point. So I do like the Golden State Warriors in this one. Oh, looks like you're going for a field trip.
Yeah, sorry, I had to shut my window there.
All good.
I apologize.
You're good. You like the Bucks and the under? Yeah, why not? You think the value is gone at 3.5? Plus 4 is, but yeah, no, we got it at plus 4 on the site. So, but yeah, I still think that the Warriors win this game, Nick. Gotta keep that one in mind. I know Nick just texted me to add something to his plays for today. Milwaukee.
That's what I was going to ask you, is if you think they could possibly win it.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that the Lakers might be trending downwards, that LeBron himself is showing his age and he's starting to slow down. No?
Oh, no, sorry. I was shaking at that comment. Yes, no, I do agree. I if a team is a plus 3.5, I'm not going to bet them if I don't think that they can honestly win the game straight up. Hi, Doggo. I don't think that they could win. If I didn't think they can win the game straight up, I wouldn't be betting them. Hi, Doggo. But no, if I didn't think they win, I wouldn't be betting them. So
yeah.
Banner night and ring night, usually that team loses. They will be all hyped up, and then it'll be a lot hitter. I like the Bucks tonight, and yes, fade the Lakers for sure. They're all too old. Honestly, the only young gun on that team right now is Anthony Davis, and he's starting to get up there too. So no, I agree. I'm not a big fan of the Lakers this year. I will be on other sides, but well, we'll go ahead and transition. I know this is what Terry was waiting for. We get a couple of the NHL games, a total of 11 of them. So I'm happy I have somebody who actually knows how to speak hockey with me. So, or for me, I should say. We get to start off Dallas Stars taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Dallas 1-2 this year. Hey, Pittsburgh's off to a decent start. They're 2-1 this year. Their one loss was an overtime loss. Where are you looking in this game?
I'm going with Pittsburgh. But it's kind of surprising, though, because in the show me and Nick did about the preseason, during preseason about the future hockey season, we were both pretty down on Pittsburgh. And because without having Crosby or Malkin to start the season, Gensel was on the COVID reserve list. So I was like, fade the Penguins, but they played really well in all 3 games. Their last game versus Chicago was facing Fleury, who used to play for them, Marc-Andre Fleury, and they absolutely smashed Fleury. So even without Crosby and Malkin, they're still scoring. Their defense looks good. Their goaltending, which was supposed to be bad, hasn't been that bad. So for me, Pittsburgh at home. Dallas hasn't really got off to a good start. They lost against Ottawa in their last game. So I think Pittsburgh is a good spot here for sure.
Yeah. For the record, we did have Ottawa versus Dallas that game, so that was a nice little casher. But I have noticed that Dallas. They won their first game against the Rangers, had them that night as well. But since then they've lost 2 straight, and I think we're gonna see. I don't really think we're gonna see much from them this year. So I understand that. And then Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's been a little bit surprising. I know Nick was mentioning about a bunch of their players are out and everything, and he expected Pittsburgh to be a bad team. And I remember because I watched the hockey stream with Nick a little bit during that, and I remember listening to the Pittsburgh part when you guys were like, "All right, Melissa, now's the time to look away," and then you guys started crap talking her Penguins. So
she's getting the last laugh here so far. But.
Well, hold on, it's only 3 games into the season. Yeah. There's a lot of hockey to be played.
But Crosby and Malkin are going to be coming back soon. Like Crosby's skating, and he won't play tonight. But they say he's on his way to returning soon. And when you get a player like Sidney Crosby back in your lineup, like that's gonna like rejuvenate the whole team. It's gonna get everybody pumped up even more. So
just to have that veteran voice in the locker room is going to be a big deal for them. And I will say, I'll give out Nick's places as well. Nick has Pittsburgh in this game as well, but he got it at a bad line. So, Nick's talking now. Does that mean Dog's going to be barking tonight, Terry?
This one barks a lot, yeah. So
Pittsburgh looking better than expected. No Crosby, no Malkin, no problem apparently. There you go, Nick. Today is cool, but tomorrow will be better for us, my guy. We will have way more games and a full. Yes. Tomorrow there's like an 11-game slate. I already have 6 of my bets locked in. So tomorrow big NBA slate. Meant to say the Bucks game. It will be a lot of jitters. Yeah, that's why I would be leaning towards the under in that game as well. But back to hockey. Next game up, we get the San Jose Sharks taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Sharks after their are 1-0 after their win against the Winnipeg Jets 4-3. On the other side, I don't know what went wrong with Montreal, but they have not looked particularly good for the first 3 games of the season. They've lost to Toronto. They lost badly to Buffalo, and then they lost to the Rangers 3 nights ago. It's just been a real struggle for them right now. And do they get things going right today, or what's going on with them?
This game is one of my games I'm staying off of. San Jose is not a good team, and Montreal, unfortunately for the Habs fans out there, is not a good team this year either. They don't have Shea Weber, who won't play the entire regular season. And there's rumors he may actually retire. He may never play an NHL game again. Carey Price is on the he's away from the team with a with mental health issues. Personal mental health issues. So he's away from the team. So that's putting all the pressure on Jake Allen in net or Samuel Montembeault as a backup. San Jose won their first game against Winnipeg, but also they're not expected to be a good team this year. So this game is really tough. San Jose and Montreal. I have absolutely no pick to give out because it's tough to predict this game.
All right, it's always okay to pass on games. The big thing with sports betting is knowing you don't have to bet on every game. And I know looking through Nick's thing, he has nothing for this game as well. So
yeah, I'm a high volume. I'm a high volume bettor. So if I'm staying away from a game, then that's kind of saying something.
Nick says 1-800-GAMBLE. Oh, hold on. That means hold on. I get to do this. Hold on.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Well, Nick said 1-800-GAMBLER. Not just for Evander Kane. This is a stay away spot. Fair enough. We're not gonna. We don't need to bet on it.
Evander Kane.
It's on TV.
He got a 21-game suspension.
Oh,
he's been in the news a lot. His wife has accusations against him for beating her up, and then accusations that he was betting on his games, and that he was throwing games. And then there's a controversial scandal about that he copied a vaccination card So he didn't get vaccinated, but he copied a fake.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
he's one of those. He's the Kyrie Irving of the NHL.
Lots of rumors coming from the locker room saying they don't want to play with him. The team doesn't want him to be on the team. So it's just a bad spot. That could also affect San Jose throughout the season. Having all that drama isn't going to help a team that's not really able to go anywhere. Like, they may flirt with the playoffs a little bit, possibly, but I don't think so. They don't have goaltending. Their defense is bad. Their offense isn't very good. Like,
that's
not
fair.
A good team, the Sharks.
That's fair. Dominic says that he likes Montreal today to get their first win. I guess that's fine. I mean, Terry was mentioning that San Jose is not a good team, so that's fine. We get to move on. I know Nick likes this game. We get the Seattle Kraken in New Jersey taking on the Devils. Kraken 1-2-1 this year. They had an overtime loss, so they're technically 1-3 this year. New Jersey 1-0 this year. They were able to squeak out a overtime win against the Blackhawks a couple nights ago. So battle these two. New Jersey is a minus 145 favorite. Total of 6 in this game. You looking to go after this one?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the New Jersey Devils. Looking at their schedule for the next week or so, they look like they're going to go on a run. I think they're going to win quite a few of their games. Jack Hughes had a beautiful overtime goal to win it in their last game. Seattle, obviously, it's their first year in the NHL, so it's hard to predict. It's hard to really know how they're going to play against these teams because they haven't faced them yet. Seattle hasn't faced New Jersey. But Seattle looked pretty bad. They played last night. They looked pretty bad. So I like the Devils tonight to get the win.
Yeah, it is a little bit tough because this is Seattle's fifth game? Fifth game this in their existence, and what have they got? 13 road games in a row or whatever that is to start.
Yeah,
the
they
year.
haven't been. Yeah, actually it's 5. I'm pretty sure after this game they go home for their first game.
Oh, okay. It might be the Islanders that aren't going to be getting a home game until next month.
Yeah, I think because the Islanders are going to their new home.
Yeah.
So I think that it's not ready yet. But yeah, so that's another good point. Seattle hasn't had a home game yet. They've only been on the road. So I think they're ready to go home. They're ready for their own fans.
Oh, yeah.
Their home opener to play in their arena. So I think they might overlook this game, the Devils. When it comes to the Devils, though, their starting goaltender, Mackenzie Blackwood, is out, still with injury. And they're also Jonathan Bernier is day-to-day. It does look like he's going to start tonight. It says he's likely.
Okay.
So if not, they would have to go to Wedgwood, who played last year and actually didn't do too bad. So it's not a huge issue. But the Devils are an up-and-coming team. They have a lot of good young youth. They added Dougie Hamilton in the offseason. So I like them tonight, especially at home.
Yeah. I know Nick brings up the same point. He goes, 2 of my favorite teams to bet this season. Give me the Devils with Seattle on the second half of their back-to-back. Because they played last night and now they're playing tonight. It's going to be a big trend for NHL and NBA this year is fading teams on their second game of back-to-back. So I like that. I don't mind that on that edge on that one. And the Devils seem to have their stuff together this year. So Dominic likes the over. I know with Nick, he said with the Kraken that he would prefer to look towards unders just because their defense, according to Nick, is supposed to be good. Obviously, it didn't show last night against Philadelphia, but Nick said he would lean more towards unders with them. But I
agree with Nick. I thought Seattle was going to be a huge under team all season long with their goaltending. They have 2 good goaltenders, and they do have they went defense first, but the games they played so far have been trending towards the over.
Yeah.
But obviously, it is really early in the
It's
season.
early. Yeah.
So, but yeah, their games have been trending over. So I want to talk somebody off the over right now.
That's fair.
For sure.
Oh yeah, Islanders 13 straight road games. There it is. Thanks, Nick. Now get back to class, Nick. Pay attention. Learn your stuff. We get to go on to another game. This game will have the future Stanley Cup winners in it. Vancouver is going to Buffalo. Buffalo, obviously, the Stanley Cup contenders in this one. Undefeated to start off the season, 2-0. They're at home against the Canucks, who are currently, I'm guessing that's 1-2. I'm still learning how to read things. Vancouver has won one of the games, so they're 1-2 this year.
1-1, I believe.
Yeah, 1-1. I'm trying to still understand the difference between the first one. The first one is a win, second one's a loss, overtime win, overtime loss.
Overtime loss, yeah. So if they're tied after 60 minutes, they go to overtime or a shootout. And if the team loses, they get 1 point, and they get that overtime loss.
So in their record-wise, when it says like the Vancouver's 1-1-0-1, that's win, loss, tie, overtime loss?
No, it's just 1-1.
Oh, well, hold on.
It's possible some standings might show it like that, where they have the overtime.
Like for this, they show Vancouver 1-1-0-1.
Yeah.
So that would be win, loss, tie, overtime loss?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. That's not how most places have it. Like if you go on NHL.com, you wouldn't see it like that. Or if you go on ESPN, you wouldn't see it like that.
Fair enough.
That might just be how they have it set up there.
That's fair. I just figure I'd throw that one out there because I'm still trying to learn hockey. Yeah, I know Nick knows all of this stuff, and he's been trying to talk to me about it. But I'm still trying to learn all the numbers and everything behind it, so that eventually later on in the season I could talk hockey with you guys as well. So, okay, there you go. Win, loss, overtime, loss, shootout, loss,
uncovers.
Okay.
That's
that makes it even more confusing. Thank you. Have we talked about the MLB? Yes. Atlanta Braves and the over in the Houston game. Cool. Wow, the line has moved. You got Vancouver at -137. You got a good line. Buffalo plays hard for their new coach, but talent is lacking. Oh, speaking of, what do you got in this game?
Yeah, so Vancouver and Buffalo. Obviously, these two teams haven't faced each other for over a year and a half. That's the thing about this year is a lot of these teams haven't faced each other for over a year and a half to 2 years because of the shortened season last year. Yeah. They only played in certain divisions. So Vancouver hasn't faced Buffalo in a while. Buffalo's 2-0, and that's not going to last. I think they'll be more closer to 2-80 than they will 82 or 80-2. So for me, it's Vancouver in this game. The Canucks, a lot of people are high on the Canucks this year. I'm not so sure that they're ready to take that next step, but they are a lot better than Buffalo. So Buffalo is at home, but Buffalo faced their first game was against Montreal, who has not started off well. Their second game against Arizona, one of the worst teams in the league, along with Buffalo. Now they're going to face Vancouver, who has Elias Pettersson. They have Quinn Hughes. They have some good players. So I think Vancouver is going to get the job done tonight. I would look at them on the money line or even in regulation.
That's fair.
I think it's win night for Vancouver, and Buffalo is going to come back to earth real quick.
Darn, I was hoping for an undefeated season from the Buffalo Sabres. Nick thinks Buffalo 82-0. There you go.
If you can bet on that, I'm pretty sure
that's probably like plus $1 billion. You could retire. Yeah, put $1 down. If it happens, you retire. There you go. Yeah. No, in realistic, I know the Sabres suck. I like to joke around with it because we make the same jokes. We're like, oh, Baltimore Orioles are going to win the World Series. And
Sabres fans deserve this, though. Like, they deserve having a 2-0 because Sabres fans have to go through so much horrible. Like, they have the worst. I would say they have the worst owners in sports. The Pegulas. They just, basically. The
wow, is there value on that line, Nick?
Put $1 on that, and hey,
there you go. And but that's fine. Yeah, you like Vancouver in that one. So, I kind of want Buffalo, but I know Nick has Vancouver as well. He kind of bet them when they were at minus 137, but we'll see how that one goes. I messed up that line. Tampa Bay is definitely not a 1,600 favorite. Hold on. There we go. That's better. We get the Battle of Floridas. I know these two teams were good last year. They met in the first round of playoffs, and then obviously we know what happened in those playoffs. We get the Florida Panthers, who have started off the year pretty well, 2-0, wins against Pittsburgh in overtime, and they demolished the Islanders 5-1. Tampa Bay on the other side, after losing their first game to Pittsburgh, has really I don't want to say if they've done a good job because they have 2 overtime wins, and one of those was when they were down 6-3 to Detroit, and then kind of came back in the last 10 minutes because I know Nick was mad about that one. And then Tampa Bay beat Washington 2-1, and that was 3 nights ago. But we get Tampa Bay and Florida. It's in Tampa Bay. Minus 116 favorites for the Lightning. Total of 6 in this game, which has dropped from a 6.5. What are you looking at this one?
Well, it looks like me and Nick are going head-to-head on this game. I'm going with Florida. Spencer Knight is making his season debut in net for Florida tonight. Spencer Knight is going to be one of the best goalies in the league over his career. He's a very good goaltender. Florida has a lot of good players as well. Their top 2 lines are really clicking so far. Tampa's kind of looked off, obviously in their first game against Pittsburgh, and then they've kind of slowly won the last few games. But I'm going with Florida here. This is a big rivalry, obviously. It's a big rivalry. I like Florida tonight. I think they're going to get the win versus Tampa. I would also consider looking at the draw. So I hit a draw yesterday, plus 325 on Toronto and Rangers. So if I was going to look at a draw on this card, Florida and Tampa, I think would be a good one. But I'm going with Florida money line here. I think they get the job done tonight. Spencer Knight in his debut.
Yeah, I remember hearing a bunch Nick talking about Spencer Knight a lot last season. Especially come playoff time, that Nick wanted Spencer Knight in the goal for Florida because he had Florida in that series. Wasn't Spencer Knight like one of the big like college guy? He played for Boston College and won a championship or something.
Yeah, he won.
He won a bunch of stuff. I remember Nick talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly like I don't really follow that like the.
Fair enough
of that, but he is a very good goaltender, and I understand why Nick would have wanted him in that last year because he played extremely well.
Yeah, both those OT wins were on the road. Now they head back home versus their biggest rival. Tampa Bay is the spot here for Nick. Fair enough.
I can see why. Tampa is a very good team, right? So yeah. I can see why he would go with Tampa.
Yeah, and I know Nick talked about game of the day. He mentioned the Florida game, but he also mentioned this one. He really liked this one. You got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Washington Capitals. Colorado off to a shaky start. I know they don't have McKinnon right now. He's still out. They won the first night 4-2 against the Blackhawks. Lost to the St. Louis Blues a couple nights ago. On the other side, you get the Washington Capitals, who have also been a little bit back and forth. They took care of business against the Rangers, but as we mentioned from the last game, they lost to Tampa Bay 2-1 in overtime. This one's pretty close to a pick 'em. Colorado's only a minus 116 favorite over Washington. Total of 6. You got anything in this one? Oh, sorry. McKinnon is back.
I'm quickly trying to look that up. He could play. So he tested negative twice now, and he is with the Avalanche in DC, so he could play tonight. His season debut. Yikes! That's kind of not exactly changes things for me, but it kind of hurts my bet a little bit. I'm going Washington money line here, at home versus the Avalanche. McKinnon may, like Nick says, he's playing, so he may or may not play. But I'm not sure if Landeskog is in as well, but he was out his last game. I like Washington. Ovechkin's going for that goals record. So honestly, if you're looking at for some prop bets, Ovechkin to score. I'm not exactly sure what the price is going to be on that, but it's kind of like as close to a lock as you could get when it comes to player props, even overtime points if you can bet that. But I like Washington tonight. I think it's going to be a close game. This could be another draw if someone's looking for some big plus money. This could be another draw game. But I think Capitals get it done at home.
I like it. Hold on, I'm trying to find the OV goals. Ovechkin for a goal is plus 125.
Yeah, so that's plus money on Washington's number one scorer to score. So, and players also pass him the puck a lot because they know he wants to break Gretzky's goal record.
It's like I understand the whole trying to get him the puck. It's like when Golden State was trying to help Curry get some type of 3 record. They kept passing and passing and passing. So no, it makes sense to try to do that. I just feel like if you're going to go for like a goal scorer prop, it's similar to a home run prop. I don't know if I could do a plus 125. I think I would want a little bit more. I would want a plus 200 minimum on it in order for me to really want to bet it. I understand with OV, you're going to get him getting lots of shots on goal. So if you are playing DFS, OV is definitely a one-off player that you want to have on your lineup because he could easily go for a hat trick any night of the week. But I don't know if I could really bet a plus 125.
Yeah, I'm just saying somebody wants to do a goal scoring prop. Like if they're looking for that, because there's a lot of people that just do props or like props a lot. That would be my like standout. Like if anybody's going to score, it's going to be Ovechkin. So
that's fair. I don't mind that. I'm surprised Nick didn't say anything because I know he's on the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Plus 1. He got it at plus money too. That's kind of nice. He bets the stuff the night before, so he gets a bunch of good lines.
See, now they're favorites.
Yeah,
Colorado's slight favorites because of McKinnon news. But even if he does play tonight, who's to say he's going to look McKinnon like? Like he did have COVID, he tested positive.
Oh, you never got to the Avs. Well, it was in your post. That's why I threw it up on the thing. Oh, well, sorry. It's in your thing now. Morning, Turnsy.
Stop, Turnsy.
But we do have 5 games left. We get to go from a beautiful Colorado and Washington to Columbus and Detroit. Which Columbus has started off the year pretty well. They're 2-0 to start off. A 8-2 win over the Arizona Coyotes. A 2-1 overtime win versus the Seattle Kraken. On the other side, we get the Detroit Red Wings that very well should have beaten Tampa Bay. They played really well that game and then just completely flopped in the last 10 minutes. And then they took care of Vancouver 3-1 a couple nights ago. So we get this matchup. This one's pretty close to a pick 'em as well. Detroit to minus 113. Total of a 5.5 in this game. You got anything in this beauty of a matchup?
Yeah, it looks like I'm against Turnsy and Nick here. I'm going Columbus. Columbus has looked really, really well to start the season. I like their forwards a bit better. Detroit has his name is I can't
Yeah,
remember their
you're
name
not
on
getting a name out of me.
Detroit's one of their forwards is out for
Nick, help us out.
Jacob Vrana.
Oh, there you go.
Vrana. He's out on the injured list for a while. I just don't feel that Detroit has as much forward depth as Columbus, and Columbus isn't a team that has a lot of depth. But I like their top six, even their top nine, better than Detroit's right now. Goaltending wise, Columbus has Merzlikins. He's a good goaltender. So I'm going with Columbus to get the upset. Sorry, dog.
All
I'm going
good, all
with
good.
Columbus as the underdog. I'm going with them versus Detroit. Detroit's just not a team I want to back yet. Columbus has been doing well, so.
Well, does the dog think that that Columbus will win tonight? What do we?
I'm not sure he wants to be on cam, so I don't know.
Red Wings money line tonight, of course. Chernzy's on it. Rare bet on his own team. There you go. And Nick's on the Red Wings as well. Domi is out for Columbus.
Yeah, Max Domi, he's out. I believe they said like 3 weeks or something.
Fair
So
enough.
obviously that does kind of hurt, but I like. I think Columbus gets it done here, but this isn't like my best bet or anything. So
Fair enough. So I noticed that you and Nick are going against each other. I think it's 3 different games now today. Oh wait, no, he didn't bet Colorado. So 2 different games today. I know you guys are not going to be disagreeing on this one. You guys both love Winnipeg. So we get the Winnipeg Jets going into the Minnesota Wild. Winnipeg has started off the season awful. We expected a lot more from them. They are 0-2 to start the year, losing to Anaheim and losing to San Jose. Not pretty losses by any stretch of the imagination. Wild starting off the season 2-0, a 2-1 win against Anaheim. I believe that was the game that they won with like 7 seconds left in the game. I remember Nick mentioning that one because he had Anaheim. He was pissed. And then Minnesota and beat LA 3-2 3 nights ago. So get a good matchup. And I think this is the Wild's first home game. Yes, it is.
yeah.
Wild are minus essentially 150 now in this game. Total of 5.5 in this game. Tell me why you like the Wild.
I'm just checking goaltender. Oh, Cam Talbot has been confirmed tonight. So Minnesota, this is their first game in over a year and a half where they have a full arena. It's also a lot of people's first time getting to see Kirill Kaprizov playing in Minnesota, obviously, but it's the first time a lot of fans are going to get to watch him. The X, that's where the Wild play, the XL Energy Center, is going to be rocking tonight. It's going to be loud. I really think the Wild are going to get the job done and have them on the money line and in regulation. Blake Wheeler, I just want to make sure if there's any news here. He was on the COVID list. He's in COVID protocol, so it doesn't look like he's going to play tonight. That's their captain. So, Minnesota, their first home game of the year. They got 2 close wins. They played back-to-back. They got the win 7 seconds left in the game. New assistant captain Marcus Foligno got that. And then they won against LA the next night. So Winnipeg is a step up from those 2 teams, but Winnipeg hasn't looked like a step up so far this season. So we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, I'll be watching the Wild. I'm a huge Wild fan. So, they made me a lot of money last year, and they have so far this, like my NHL record. Let me see what it is here.
I know it's not pretty. A lot of people's NHL records are not pretty to start off the year.
1 second. Oh, I'll be transparent. 16, 27, and 1. So, but obviously, I had Minnesota money line. I had Minnesota, but I had 4 units on them. So my overall record, Normally I don't have my dog when I'm doing the streams.
Oh, good.
I'm home alone, so if he's upstairs, he'll be barking the whole time. So I had to bring him. I totally lost my train of thought there.
You bet a lot on the Wild.
Oh
And
yes,
made a lot of money
yeah.
on the
So
Wild.
I'm not gonna say like I'm like a professional bettor or anything. So I don't exactly know how to calculate my units, losses, and gains. So my record is 16, 27, and 1. So obviously that doesn't look too good. However, I do have some plus money plays in there, and my bankroll is actually ahead despite being down.
You bet a lot of dogs.
Well, and I put a lot more on the Wild than I do other teams. My unit size is much higher on the Wild, and obviously they're 2-0, so that helps.
I mean, it would help. That definitely would help if you're betting a lot more money on other teams that are winning. So that works. But yeah, he Winnipeg for this game, correct?
No, never.
I know. Well, Turnsey was even saying 5 units on Winnipeg, but I know he's just messing with you because he got that one afterwards. Good morning, Jessica. Welcome to the stream. And Melissa's here to see Terry. And
Melissa, we talked about your pens. I'm on them.
Yeah, Nick's on your pens as well. So just we could throw that one out there. But we do have 3 games left. Next one up is the LA Kings in Nashville taking on the Predators. Kings 1-1 to start off the season. A big win against Vegas in their opening game, and then a loss to your Minnesota Wild in their second. On the other side, we get Nashville, who is off to a rough start this year. Lost to both Seattle and Carolina to start off. It's in Nashville, though. Nashville's a minus 138 in this game, total of 5.5. You got anything on this one?
Yeah, I'm going with the Nashville money line on this. I am a little nervous about this game, though. LA, obviously, they lost their last game versus the Wild, but they looked pretty good in both their first 2 games. Nashville, however, I believe is 0-2. Yeah, 0-2-0.
Yep.
And they played both their games at home. Let me check.
Carolina and Seattle,
yeah.
Yep.
So both their games were at home, both losses. Not a good way to start off the season, but I don't see a lot from Nashville this year. But if you are looking at a spot for them, they are at home again versus the Kings. I'm going to go with them to get their first win of the year.
All right, there you go. That works. Hey, they got to win. They got to win eventually, right?
They're not going to go 82-0 like the Buffalo Sabres and win the cup.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Jets -1. Feels like a random NHL upset spot where it shouldn't happen. I would not say that to Terry. Terry is a big Wild fan.
Hey, people do what they like. I see a lot of people post on Twitter when they go against the Wild, and I don't rub it in or anything, but there's a lot of times where I see like people are against them all the time, and it's like I watch. Obviously, I'm a huge fan, but I watch their games and the Wild are a good team. So, but yeah. Hey, Jets, they're going to have to win eventually too, so we'll see.
Melissa says, yeah, go Pens. I guess she's a Penguins fan. I couldn't really tell at all. Hey, maybe. I don't know. And Turnsy, I'm guessing, is messing with Melissa now, saying Pens and a couple of throwing up emojis. Nick says Winnipeg or pass for him. That's fine. At the end of the day, it's about value and where you're betting. So if you don't see value in a game, you don't have to bet it. But we'll now go to the best team in the NHL. We get the New York Islanders. I'm from New York. I'm allowed to make that. Whatever. They're at the Blackhawks in this one. Islanders off to a rough start this year. Lost 6-2 against Carolina. Not fun. I was at the game. And then a loss 5-1 against Florida. Wasn't a pretty game either. On the other side, you get the Chicago Blackhawks, which have not looked good either. Chicago has yet to win a game. Both these teams have not won a game yet, so somebody's going to win. Chicago had losses to Colorado, to New Jersey in overtime, and to Pittsburgh a couple of nights ago. So we get these two games. It's in Chicago. New York Islanders are minus 123 in this game, total of 5.5. Where are you going?
This is my second stay away game. I do not like the Blackhawks. I actually call them the Shithawks. So sorry if there are any Blackhawk fans in the chat, but as you know, I'm a Wild fan, so you'll remember if you are a Blackhawks fan, 2013, 2014, and 2015, the Blackhawks eliminated my Wild all 3 years in the playoffs, 3 years in a row. So I do not like the Blackhawks. However, I don't let that affect my handicapping. But in this game, the Islanders, Sorokin hasn't looked good in his first two starts. But Fleury has also not looked good in his starts. I'm just going to check starting goalies. See, like I was saying to you earlier, Tim, imagine betting the MLB without knowing who the starting pitchers are going to be. Sometimes it's pretty tough. And then in NHL, some of these coaches are deciding not to release information. I suppose because then your opponent won't really know who they're facing. So I understand. Marc-Andre Fleury is likely and Sorokin is unconfirmed. So
fair enough.
I'm looking at this over 5.5 and thinking if I was going to go somewhere, maybe the over. But Islanders aren't an over team. So they're not a team I want to go over with. So, this is a stay away game for me. Obviously, I'd root for the Islanders. So, if there's a team I want to win, it's the Islanders all the way. But I think I'm going to stay off this game.
That's fair. I know I'm not betting this one because Nick doesn't have anything involved with this game. And I'm not going to bet the Islanders just to bet the Islanders. Because at the end of the day, I still handicap as well. So, we'll see where that one goes. Leon says he bet Wild in their first game. Hey, cash that one. Melissa said the line was Scooper sketch to her. I'm believing this was for the Islander game. Fair enough. Did you cover the NBA? Yes, we did that one early so that we could really take our time with the NHL. I'm on Golden State and I'm on Milwaukee tonight. There you go. You got the Islanders. Blackhawks are the perfect team to bounce back against, right? Maybe. Brandon Beers says, I think this guy might be a secret Wilds fan. You know what? I don't know if I can confirm or deny that. I'm pretty sure he's got his Wild jersey on right now. Yep, there it is. But yeah, no, he's messing with you. Sorry. Now we could start the stream. Lex says, Supness. Cool. We're good with that now. Says, yo, Blackhawks and Islanders have been inconsistent. Yes, both teams have. It's only been all of 3 games for the Blackhawks and 2 games for the Islanders. So it's still kind of a rough start there, but still early at that one. And Titans. I know, what the heck? I'm gonna look because I have game time decision at 6:00 today on Picks and Parleys, and me and Nick were all over Buffalo, and I'm ready to just hear everybody that was on Tennessee coming to the channel and be like, how about them Bills? How about them? Yeah, no. It's gonna be a fun show later, but yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. All of a sudden, Derrick Henry ran all over them. Buffalo had the best defense in the league, but they kind of crapped the bed.
Titans came to play. That's how I see it. They've had some off games, but they really came to play last night. So I think that's what got Buffalo, is that they're just prepared.
It happens. Who's the new guy? This is Terry Edelman. I didn't have Nick today because he's in class, and I needed somebody to know hockey because there was a big slate. If it was a 2-game slate, I probably could have winged it and been fine. 11-game slate, I figure I'd bring on somebody who knows what he's talking about when it comes to hockey. So this is Terry. This is his first time on the ESB show. He did the NHL Futures show with Nick like a week or 2 ago. So he has been on the show before, and you'll probably see plenty of him throughout the regular season, especially when I don't have Nick to talk hockey and I need somebody, because when I know when people come here, they want to be able to know the games, and when it comes to hockey, I can't do it justice. I can't talk about the games like Nick can and like Terry can. So I figure I try to bring somebody who knows their stuff on. So we got Terry today. Good morning. Good morning, XO. Hey, Terry, heard your name before, but were you Counter-Strike? No. Counter-Strike is an esport. I bet on that stuff. That stuff is fun.
Oh, okay, that's what. Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, what's Counter-Strike?
No, yeah, Counter-Strike's an esport. There's a big tournament coming up in like a week. I'll talk about it more in the hockey chat when it comes up. But we do have one final NHL game for today. We get the Anaheim Ducks in Edmonton. I believe this is the biggest spread game of the day. Edmonton's a minus 273 in this game. Edmonton starting off the season 2-0. Anaheim won last night against the Calgary Flames. I know Nick had Calgary in regulation.
Me too.
So that kind of hurt. But hey, 2-1 start for the Ducks, 2-0 start for Edmonton. Edmonton minus 273, total of 5.5. I believe it's up to 6 in some books now. Where are you looking in this game?
This is another stay away game. I don't like value on Edmonton money line, obviously, or Edmonton regulation. Even Edmonton puck line is not not very, very good. So, if anything, I might consider a 2 or 3 game parlay. And if I do a 2-teamer, then I put Edmonton in that 2-teamer.
That's fair.
But no official plays for me in this game. You think Edmonton's going to win, and they probably will. Yeah. But the Ducks, there's no value on anything that I can see.
Yeah, because I puck line is going to be pretty similar to what run line was this year. And if I'm going to be betting a puck line, I'm going to want plus money for it, especially when it comes down to it. If you're laying a puck and a goal and a half, and for the Oilers, it's a minus 105 for the minus 1.5 goals. I just think that's a little bit too much of too much. If I'm betting a puck line, it's got to be plus money. So no, there wouldn't be anything in this game.
Yeah, it's minus 105.
I feel like if Nick was in the chat, he would say it's Anaheim or nothing, just because he thinks no team should be on minus 275 in the NHL. So, but it's got to be, if you're betting Oilers, it has to be on the puck line. As Lex Steele is mentioning that he got the Oilers. So Ducks got destroyed by Flames, but somehow stole the win. Oilers should roll. They really well should. And Leon's going with the Oilers minus a puck and a goal and a half in this one as well. Hey, you were right about the over 5.5 in the Blues and the Flyers yesterday. Get that Oilers puck line. Get it. Okay. But damn, I thought Blues were going to lose. Yeah, wasn't it like 2-1 at one point? And correct me if I'm wrong. Did the Coyotes win the first period?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if they won the first period. They were up 1-0. Coyotes were up 1-0. And then they took the 2-1 lead.
I'm looking it up now.
I was kind of nervous too because I had Blues in regulation, Blues puck line, and Blues team total over 3.5.
Wow, you cashed all of them.
I saw that as a spot for the Blues last night, and then Arizona was up 2-1, and I'm kind of thinking here, I'm like, ooh, am I going to lose all 3? And then 4 goals and 5 shots. Four goals and 5 shots in the next 5 shots for St. Louis, and I was like, wow, what happened? But obviously Arizona's really bad, so that's going to happen. But I was so happy. I'm like, wow, they're. But then Arizona started coming back, so they didn't just give up and throw in the towel. They changed goalies. Their backup, I can't pronounce his name because I don't have his name even up on my screen, but he played very well against Buffalo, and then he played well when he came in yesterday versus the Blues. So, if anything,
I got his name. Hold on, it's Vejmeka.
Yeah.
Just
So I've never heard of
Yeah.
him before this year, but obviously he's played well. If Arizona goes back to Hutton again, like if you check the goalie report, if you check goalies and you see the Hutton is in net, then definitely go against Buffalo or go against the Coyotes. But that their backup, I might not fade Arizona as much with that guy in net because he has looked good so far.
Yeah, I think it was a bad night for Hutton. 6 goals allowed in 21 shots, a .714 save percentage. Not good. But by the way, I did check it. It was 1-1 at the end of the first period. So, and then Blues proceeded to have a 5-1 second period. So that kind of went where the game went crazy. But I know Nick had a stat for home teams making their first home start or whatever, and it had to do with Calgary too, I believe, where
as of before
they won like the first period. It was like 15-3-3. I believe now it's 16-3-4 with the tie or with the push in the Coyotes game. So definitely a spot to look at for teams in their first game at home.
Like the Wild today.
Yeah. You got Flames in regulation plus 120 when it was 1-1. Yeah. That's tough. You got the puck line plus 105. I feel okay with that. McDavid hat trick.
That could be a lock.
That's McDavid would be Oilers.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out the team.
Yeah, like with my Washington goal scoring prop earlier, McDavid is also another one where.
Well, McDavid won the MVP last year.
Yeah, McDavid's the best player in the league. So
yeah, it was 1-0 Coyotes, then tied, then 2-1 Coyotes, then below Blues away. Yep. Then you mentioned that, and then Kyrou is Kyrou is a beast, dude. Apparently he is. I mean, during that game, to bring up his stats because I know he did pretty well. I mean, he still let up a goal, but looking at his stats from yesterday. 12 shots, and he only allowed a goal. So 11 saves. He had a .917 save percentage. So that's not terrible, especially coming in a gross game like that. So
Kyrou is actually a forward. He's a forward for the Blues. He had 2 goals and 2 assists last night.
You know what? I saw that name, and I noticed that the backup goalie last night that came in also had 5 letters in his name that started with K, so I got confused. I don't know hockey. I don't know hockey. So I realized that, I kind of noticed that they're spelled different. Well, that's why you're here to correct me when I can't talk.
You're learning.
Yeah,
you'll learn.
He's apparently a good game from that guy. So, I mean, the guys are going to have a good game when they score 7 goals. So, but that is all the hockey games. We made it through. And I didn't say anything really stupid. Oh, well, I did at the end, but that's not the point. But that's everything for today. Before we do a recap of all of our plays and everything, as per usual, some housekeeping. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Check out Terry on Twitter. I believe it's scrolling through in a minute. It's Let's Go Wild Picks. It'll be down there eventually after our stuff scrolls through. So you guys can see it down there. Also, check out all the links in the description below between our Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, and our merch. All linked down below. There's Terry's Twitter down there. Cool. And speaking of Picks and Parleys, Craig did his show earlier. We're on right now. Higgs should be live now. He's probably live now. We'll go over to his stream afterwards. Allie, Last Woody Standing, 1:30. Be there. Put your best bet in to the Last Woody contest. If you get it right, move on to the next day. Keep going from there. You gotta be live at the show in order to put your play in for that. So stay tuned for her show at 1:30. And then me, Nick, and Lenny will be back at 6 o'clock for a game time decision. I know I'll talk about some NBA because why not? It's first day. Nick's got some hockey games he'll talk about more. And we've got one baseball game that will be active at that time. So we'll talk about the Houston game as well. So lots of content coming out later. Obviously, free pick videos on the Picks and Parleys YouTube channel and on the ESB YouTube channel tonight as well. Get to a recap, go over my plays. For baseball, I got the Atlanta Braves. I took them plus 161. And I got the Houston-Boston game going over the 10. First day of the NBA, going Golden State plus the points. And Milwaukee, that's pretty much a pick 'em at this point. Nick's got the Dodgers first 5 run line in MLB. He's got Milwaukee at a pick 'em for NBA. And for NHL, he's got the laundry list of Pittsburgh Penguin, New Jersey Devil, Vancouver Canucks, Tampa Bay Lightning, Detroit Red Wings, Nashville Predators. And I have Colorado up on there. He didn't get to it, but he put it in his post in the group chat. So I put it up there anyway. And then, Terry, I'll let you recap your plays.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I noticed one play that I didn't. So Washington money line, Pittsburgh money line, Florida money line, and then Florida team total over 2.5. I totally skipped by that one. Vasilevsky hasn't looked himself for Tampa Bay. So Florida to get 3 goals. If you think they're going to win the game, most likely, unless it's like a 2-1 score or something like that, most likely if Florida does win the game, they're going to get to 3 goals. So that's why I have the team total over 2.5 as well. New Jersey money line, Vancouver money line, Columbus money line, Nashville money line, Minnesota money line, and Minnesota in regulation.
Yeah, the last one's in regulation. I just forgot to type that part in.
No problem.
So
yeah, that's my card. Hoping
there we
for
go.
a good night. NHL is trending upwards for me, so.
And hey, normally the people who on their first time on our Earle Sports Bet show, their records are 11-3. So hopefully you continue to go with that.
No pressure.
No pressure, not at all. Terry, Terry, at 1:30, go to the Picks and Parleys channel and put in your Minnesota Wild as your last Woody standing pick. So you could just start to enter the contest because I believe with the contest, if it gets to up to 150 people, the prize will be $150. But if it doesn't get there, 100 people, $100. So just go into the chat. We'll throw the link in our hockey group chat so that you guys can go ahead and enter that when it comes up to it. But that's at 1:30. Should definitely go ahead and do that. You guys should too. But that should wrap it up for today's stream. Nice and long stream. We got to talk a lot of hockey. So hopefully it's a good day there. I know we have me and Nick have the plays locked into Picks and Parleys as well. But that should do it for today's slate. I want to thank Terry for coming on, helping us out, talking some hockey because I know I can't. But that should wrap it up for today's stream. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Until next time, let's make some money, cash some bets. Got MLB. The 76ers just suspended Ben Simmons for 1 game. Okay, cool. Good to know. Great. At the end of the show, MLB, NBA, and NHL today. Good luck, guys.